Hey everyone, how's it going? I want to start this video by looking at the rankings for pre-evolved Pokemon. And these are the worst pre-evolved Pokemon that we've done. Notice any similarity in all these Pokemon. They're all the flying types, literally all the pre-evolved flying types, except for Doduo, of course, since, we haven't done that yet. But they rank all in the bottom 5 of the worst Pokemon we have done this challenge with so far, which is really, really bad. And if you want to go back and watch the videos individually, you can do that. Some of them, like the Pidgey video, is quite old. Even the Zubat video is quite a few years ago at this point. But for the most part, they have bad stats and a bad move pool. Unfortunately for Doduo, the move pool isn't fantastic. It starts with Peck and gets no other move via level up to level 20. The TM moves are, I would say, a mixed bag to be generous. Like, we are going to get Body Slam, which is great, but we're not going to get it very quickly. I mean, relatively quickly, I guess, but not in time for Brock, which will be a problem. And like a lot of Generation 1 Pokemon, a big problem with Doduo is its lack of type diversity in its moves. Literally, in terms of damaging moves, normal moves, and flying moves. However, there are some good things to talk about. It is going to get Agility, which is a badge boosting move. It's going to get Drill Peck, which is the best flying move in Generation 1. And its stats are actually extremely good, just generally speaking, for a first form Pokemon. I mean, heck, even for a middle evolution, 75 speed and 85 attack is insanely good. So, will these stats make up for the flying type problem and its lack of moves? We'll find out in a second. But first, a big thank you to the sponsor that has actually taught me how to code Boot.dev. So, Boot.dev helps you learn back-end web development in many different languages. I've done Python, SQL, and in today's video, you're going to see me learning a little bit of introduction to Go. Now, one thing I love about Boot.dev is that as a massive fan of games, Boot.dev really gamifies the learning experience with experience points, leaderboards, bosses. It really makes me want to keep learning and keep getting better. Boot.dev understands that one of the greatest obstacles to learning is boredom, and so they've attempted to make their course suite as engaging and exciting as possible so that you're able to learn best and use those skills to help you get a job. Now, when doing the exercises, occasionally I'll forget something, and while you can just look at the solution if you want to, it's better to use their AI companion known as Boots. Now, Boots, you can type questions, interact with Boots, and I find this really helpful, not only in still having to figure out the answer myself, but also in interacting with Boots and asking questions, kind of seeing what I don't know and filling in some gaps in knowledge that I have. I actually really appreciate this component. Now, you can view all of Boot.dev's lessons for free, but if you want the interactive component, you're going to need a Boot.dev membership, and thankfully, I got you there. Because if you scan my QR code or click on the link in the description or pinned comment, well then, if you use my code JRose11, you will get 25% off, which can be for a whole year if you choose the annual plan. Alright, the first time I battled Brock was at level 13, and I really can't do anything other than use Peck. Due to my base 75 speed, we do get crits 15% of the time, but it is just press A simulator. And while that sucks against Geodude, it's actually worse against Onix because Onix can go for Bide and there's nothing we can do. Now, this was kind of a good news, bad news first battle as I go back into the forest to train up a little bit more. The good news is that we got 1.5 Pokemon through Brock, which is really good considering we're under leveled with a flying type. The bad news is, as I just said not a minute ago, there's not going to be any sort of special move or anything that is going to help us in the immediate future. It's just, do we survive long enough? I try again at level 14 and we'll speed through this battle because the key point is that I do better, but still not good enough. That's 75% of the way done. So level 15, we should get all the way done, right? Well, as all I can do is press A, there's no need to really commentate the battle, but this one didn't look good since I entered Onyx with only 10 HP. We actually do really, really, really well, and I think if it would have had one extra turn for Bide, we would have actually won. Sadly, this is as close as I would get for a little while. Leveling up really helps because we take back less damage and thus have more health for Onyx, and that's pretty much the only thing I can really hope to do at this point. Just kind of roll the dice on every single battle and hope one works out in my favor. This battle occurred at level 16, but once again, not enough HP for Onyx, and we get it really close. Like, really close, but I think this did get max Bide turns, and we still couldn't win. I needed a crit to win, but each subsequent battle, I'm doing really well. I know I'm close enough, but sadly, you know, I do get frustrated and just want to get this over with. And leveling up does make each battle a little bit more consistent. And while I would have loved it to have been at level 16, it did take level 17 for me to win. There's, again, nothing much to say about the winning battle, although I enter Onyx with way more HP, but we lose it so quickly. But it's just about getting crits at the right time, Bide at the right time, Screech a lot. We just want Screech. And look at that, we win. All right, now at this point, at least for the immediate future, we have a reasonably powerful Pokemon with a good enough move, so nothing is going to be overly challenging until we get past Mount Moon and into Cerulean. Alright, now at this point we have to face Pidgeotto, and unfortunately Sand Attack, despite the fact its name is Sand Attack, it is a normal move, so it affects flying Pokemon, and so we basically just need Pidgeotto to cooperate with us. But even when he uses Gust, our defense isn't that great, so it actually took quite a few attempts in order to win. I think it took 5, but yeah, nothing. Again, I'm not doing this to be lazy or anything, but I don't have much commentary to add when I just press peck, 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 peck. Is that the right number? I think there might be 2 more. Regardless, we're going to be done this section where we just have peck. I mean, we already have growl, but we're going to be done this section very soon where we just have one move. In fact, from your guys' perspective, literally right now, we're going to go and get the TM for Body Slam, and this is going to be the move I use for the vast majority of the playthrough going forward. Well, now that we get more than a 2 times increase to our moves, we actually just crit Pidgeotto, we don't crit Raticate, we outspeed Kadabra, and even Wartortle just takes 2 hits in order to win. And we didn't beat Misty, you may have noticed that, so we're going to have to go all the way back to Cerulean and fight her right now. The strategies use Body Slam and Hope, but we're pretty fast, and we one-shot Staryu. Starmie goes for X-Defend. We don't paralyze, it goes for Water Gun and crits, but even with the X-Defend, it's still a 2-shot. That's how good Doduo is. And we can move on. There is one trainer. You know him, you love him, I hate him. Whitgag stands for Hiker with 2 Geodude and a Graveler. And we're just going to put this into the Hyperspeed mode because, oh my god, did he not cooperate. Unfortunately, our defense is pretty bad, so we can only survive a single self-destruct from either a Geodude or a Graveler. And sadly, we just kept getting over and over and over again. It's a 3-shot with Body Slam. It's just like really, really bad luck. Took me over 3 real-world minutes in order to beat him. And it's at this point, I want to bring something up, an idea I have for an upcoming video, maybe in a month or so, but I want to involve you guys because you've been such a big part of the series, and I have an idea of how to do that. You guys have watched me, some of you have, for like over 4 or 5 years, do these runs over and over. And I'm sure you've wondered, well, what would it be like to do one myself? And could I even out J-Rose in one of these runs? So what I'm thinking is, if you want to record yourself doing a Clefable run, you can do it with commentary, you can do it just yourself, it can be an unlisted video, but I'd love to incorporate some of them into the video. Compare my run to a bunch of yours, see if the community, collectively, can teach me a thing or two. I won't watch your videos until I've maybe actually already done the Clefable run by the time this is out, But the idea would be whether you guys are actually better than me at this, which I don't doubt that some of you might be, and it'll be very interesting to see where we do things differently and where some of us gain and lose time. I'm planning on releasing this video in about a month or so, and if you do want to get involved in this project, I will link my Discord, and there are lots of people there who can help you if you have questions about how to set it up, record, etc. I just think it would be a cool thing to do for all of us. You know, you guys have been such a big part of the journey. I think it'd be cool to see how you guys tackle solo runs. And while we are getting to the end, better late than never for me to learn a thing or two, because I do read your comments and occasionally they're very helpful. So that's my idea for a video coming out next month. And yeah, if you want more information, just the Discord is a good way for us to talk about it. Also for you to link the video. But let's get back to the Doduo run, which this one I'm doing on my own. Now, I'm pretty sure you've already been seeing this, but in case you haven't, I have been battling the trainers in Erica's gym. Because this is a pre-evolved Pokemon, we are going to need extra experience points, and I do have Drill Peck. These are very easy Pokemon to knock out very quickly. Erica herself does not prove to be any more difficult, just simply use Drill Peck 3 times, and we win. This is kind of funny because very rarely, although it has happened, do I beat Erica before Lieutenant Surge, but that's precisely what we're going to go and do. We're going to head back to Vermilion because we can't use Fly without beating Surge. Now, before I did that, I actually did a little pit stop in the Saffron Fighting Dojo. In order to get back to Vermilion, I do have to have already bought the freshwater and go through Saffron anyway, and this is great experience and really easy for a flying Pokemon, although in the beginning, Primeape do outspeed Doduo, but that's going to end rather quickly. And then once we get to Lieutenant Surge, even though it says it's going to increase our speed, it actually just increases our defense, but we'll gain even more levels. I believe in Fire Red Leaf Green, beating him increases your speed, but don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it does, though. Anyway, Body Slam, and this one I'm not sure. I know Body Slam, but it does one-shot. So that's pretty easy. And ideally, we'd go battle Rival 4, but unfortunately for us, we still have the Rocket Hideout to do, and with our moves, this could be a little bit difficult. So, let's see. Alright, so first battle, we have Body Slam is stronger than Drill Peck by 5 base power. Unfortunately, Onix goes for Rock Throw, hits one, misses the other. It's going to be a 3-shot on Onix and a 3-shot on Rhyhorn, although I have to switch to Drill Peck. And then I hope that Kangaskhan goes, oh, it went for Rage. Nice. Okay, well, that's really good. I did have another Super Potion I could have used just in case. You may also notice here that we do have a Pidgey in our party because Drill Peck is just so much better than Fly. Not only is it 10 base power more powerful, but it is also more accurate and it doesn't take 2 turns. So it's just better in every conceivable way. All right, time to snore. It's Rival 4. And we actually get hit by a quick attack, but I don't think we will get hit again. We are going to use Drill Peck 1 time. Actually, I could have used it against Kadabra. And we may not one-shot Wartortle, but we actually do. And thanks to Drill Peck, I don't actually need to worry about the ghosts whatsoever. So we can just skip this entire boring section. And we can head to Fuchsia, where I'm actually going to go and battle Koga. Although, it's not the greatest matchup. The big question is, do I one-shot Coughing? And I doubt I do. We come close. Tackle is fine. Muck, we're going to 2-shot, which is actually good. X-Attack is fine. Now, please don't. Okay, it all comes down to, does Weezing go for Self-Destruct? If yes, we lose. Toxic is fine. And Self-Destruct, we lose. So, essentially, I just have to do this over and over until I don't get Self-Destruct. And actually, I only had to do it 1 more time. And although the first 3 Pokemon don't go nearly as well, I'm poisoned and at very low health. In this case, Weezing actually gets paralyzed, fully paralyzed, and goes for Smog. So, worked for me. 50% win rate against Koga with a Doduo in the 40s. Not bad at all. And now let's see how Rival 5 will. Oftentimes with pre-evolves, this is where we're going to need to level up. So let's see how it goes. So, Pidgeot versus Doduo, it's going to be a 2-shot. Wing Attack's doing just about 15 or so. We crit Growlithe, execute. We will one-shot with Drill Peck. And now comes Alakazam. We do outspeed and actually one-shot. Crit may not matter. Actually, I think we're going to first try... Oh my god. I don't even know if the crit mattered. Well, that's astonishing, really. I mean, as we can see in this rocket battle, Doduo is really good. Like, really good. I'm very impressed. I think I underestimated this thing. I was thinking this might take 6-7 hours. Could this be in the 4-hour range? Well, there's one thing I think that might stop it. But for now, let's battle Giovanni number 2. We body slam Nidorino, and that's a one-shot. And it's going to two-shot Kangaskhan. Guard spec is fine. With Rhyhorn, we're running out of power points, so I am going to have to switch to Drill Peck, at least for Nidoqueen. And you may wonder, J-Rose, why don't you use Tri-Attack? You can maybe paralyze or poison it. Well, as we learn agility and get our badge boosting move, hooray, I will tell you that sadly in Generation 1, Tri-Attack is just an 80 base power move that does nothing else. So it is strictly worse than Body Slam. So I should have used it because there is someone who tracks or used to track every single move I've used. And I did use it at some point in this run. I can't really recall where. Maybe it was in the rocket battle. I did use it at one point. I promise you guys, I used it at one point. I'm trying to like scan through if I can find where I used it, but I did use it. And I was very happy about it because it was the first time I think I'd used it in a solo run. Almost never is it worthwhile to use at all. So when I do get to use it, I'm very proud of myself for actually finding a way. And it looks like I have found where I used it. It makes sense that I would use it. Wait, no, bodies, no, I can't find it. I'm scrolling through the video. This is the most unprofessional thing I've ever done. I have scrolled through the video and looked at every battle. I cannot find when I've used it. I doubt Sean will be able to. I've tried, guys. I really did look at every single battle I just did. I'm pretty good at scrolling through them, and I cannot figure out for the life of me when I used it, but I remember doing so and being very happy, but unfortunately, as of now, I cannot confirm that. But it did happen. It happened, and I will continue to look because I'm very mad at myself for not writing it down. Why didn't I write it down? Why not write it down? This is a momentous occasion in the J-Rose 11 world. Come on, Josh. Find it. All right. Well, maybe it's later in the video. I don't know. We'll keep going. Mad at myself. So unnecessary. I could have used it there. Anyway, as you can see, we're actually going to go and battle Sabrina. And I accidentally battled a trainer where I again could have used Tri-Attack, but I did use it somewhere. I also thought of cutting that part out and realized you guys like when I ramble incoherently, so there you go. Incoherent rambling for you guys. Drill Peck against Kadabra. Could have used Tri-Attack. Drill Peck against Mr. Mime. Could have used Tri-Attack. Drill Peck against Venomoth. That one you should have used Drill Peck. And then Psywave and Drill Peck. All right, well, wherever this is, I don't remember. I'm very angry now, and I don't think I used it from this point forward because it wouldn't make sense to use it actually at this point. We're going to go and get Mimic very soon, actually, because that's a move we need. But before then, I battled Blaine. Blaine should be fine. There's Body Slam on Growlithe, Body Slam on Ponyta, Rapidash, we go for Body Slam, nice crit, and now Arcanine doesn't outspeed, Ember doesn't burn, and oh, okay, well, try that again. Body Slam on Growlithe, Body Slam on Ponyta, Body Slam on Rapidash, another crit. And then Body Slam, this time we get a crit and takedown, and I could use Tri-Attack! Come on, when did I use it? I did, I promise. Anyway, alright, well, we're gonna go and battle some trainers in Giovanni's gym, and I doubt I use it here, but... I can't find it. I'm so angry about this. Because it has to be somewhere here. Because against Giovanni, we're definitely going to want to teach Mimic. And the reason we want Mimic is that beating Giovanni without it would be extremely difficult. With Mimic, it's probably a first try victory. All we need to do is get through the first Pokemon, Rhyhorn. It will take a few hits, but once we do that, we should be fine. I'm assuming we outspeed Dugtrio, and we don't. Okay, well, I Mimic Dig. And, oh yeah, it can't hit me. It went for Growl and actually it failed. And now Dig crits and one-shots Nidoqueen, and doesn't crit and one-shots Nidoking. And now it's going to be a two-shot on Rhydon. Oh, okay. Well, there I go for Drill Peck and knock it out. But you can see mimicking Dig was key. And guys, holy mackerel, this has been an incredibly efficient first form Pokemon run to this point. But a lot of them do fall apart with Rival 6. We still have the rare candies though, but will I have to use them? Okay, so Body Slam is going to two-shot. Whirlwind is actually very good. Rhydon, or Rhyhorn, excuse me. Wow, didn't really do much. Just one Fury attack. That's good, and now I level up. I can go Body Slam here. I might want to use Agility at some point. I probably should have used it already. And yeah, we do get the Paralyze though, so we're actually still not going to take damage against Alakazam. And Blastoise goes for Bite. It may crit, but my two-shot. Wow, I can't believe it. Another thing is, I know I wrote Duo and Dyad as the names, but I keep reading it as Dad. And I'm like, why did I call the rival Dad? What's the joke there? This is how bad my reading is, because I read really fast. So I can scan things, but when you read super fast and uncarefully, you get things wrong. So it's not Dad, it's Dyad. How many of you guys read Dad? I guarantee more than one of you, which makes me feel good that I'm not the only one who is incapable of reading. But one thing I'm great at reading, as you could tell from my last video, which you should watch, not a lot of you did, it didn't do very well. You guys should watch it. I think it's really good. I know it's not the format everyone's going to love going forward, but like the fact I can get that close to like predicting the run, although the time was off, but hey, it was electric Pokemon. What do you want me to do? The point is I'm really good at predicting how things are going to go. And sadly, this is where the run is going to come to a screeching halt because Doduo just doesn't have the capacity to beat Lorelie. And I don't really need to like preamble this too much. I can just show you the first few battles and you'll see what I mean. So here's the problem. We are level 61. We use the rare candies, but we do half, and Aurora Beam basically knocks me out. And now we do a third to Cloyster. So there's just nothing I can really do here. There's no special trick that's going to help me. I could theoretically paralyze, and if Dugong crits, by the way, just knocks me out. And yeah, there's really nothing I can do. So I had to just go back into Victory Road and level up. Now, typically when we talk about solo runs, we focus on offense, we focus on speed, we focus on attack, and occasionally HP. But here's the thing with Doduo that's also important. As strong and fast as Doduo is, it is a complete glass cannon. It has horrendous speed, horrendous defense, and horrendous special. And that's part of the problem against Lorelie is just simply, I mean, it's even a problem against some of these trainers. They do just an absurd amount of damage to me, giving me almost no leeway. If I don't one-shot, I get one-shot, which is fine for trainers where I can reset over and over, but less fine for Lorelie, where Cloyster is one of the bulkiest Pokemon defensively, and I don't really have another option. So when do I start making progress? Unfortunately, not as soon as you might think. This is a battle at level 67. I even use Agility to see maybe that would one-shot Dugong with an Agility. Now, I do get a Super Potion heal. However, that doesn't actually help, as even with the singular badge boost, the Cloyster still knocks me out. So that's not going to work. 3 more levels later, I'm at level 70, and here's what I come up with. With a crit, we can get to Cloyster, and it's now a 2-shot at level 70. That's huge. Then if I mimic Amnesia, the idea is perhaps with 3 Amnesias, I can tank Blizzard enough to survive. Unfortunately, Slowbro gets a crit, making my Amnesias irrelevant, and then Lapras just knocks me out with Blizzard. But I had a feeling this would work. And just 2 battles later, I get this one. Now, the crit is not the only way forward. We don't get crit on Dugong, but we do on Cloyster, which actually is a range, but that's not relevant right now. What is relevant is I try my Mimic strat, but this time Slowbro doesn't go for Growl, or rather Growl fails the 2 times it actually used it, and thus well, we got a crit, but I think we would have tanked a Blizzard anyway. So we make it to Bruno for the very first time. For you guys, it hasn't seemed so long, but it's been about 20 minutes of training. Now, against Bruno, the strategy is pretty easy. We have to kind of just slowly whittle down the Onyx's health, and then against Hitmonchan, I mimic Ice Punch, and for whatever reason, it went for counter. Now, theoretically, if it paralyzed or froze me here, I could lose, but it's way faster to do this because then we'll be able to eventually, we'll Drill Peck the next two Pokemon, Ice Punch the Onyx, and that makes things quicker. I guarantee you I will lose a battle because of this, but maybe I won't. Maybe this is going to be the end, so that would be nice. Okay, next is Agatha, and with Drill Peck, we should be good. We're level 71, we outspeed, we one-shot. Sadly, we don't one-shot Golbat, but it went for Wing Attack, and we should be in the clear. We one-shot Haunter, we switch to Body Slam and one-shot Arbok, and we outspeed, and maybe the crit mattered there, but who cares? So now we make it to Lance, and unfortunately, this is another trainer I don't really have a solution for. I kind of have to hope for the best here, which I don't love. So, first Pokemon Gyarados, I get Body Slam, Paralysis, and no damage. Okay, we gotta clutch this out. I'm gonna go for Body Slam, and it one-shots Dragonair, and then I go for Body Slam. I'm at full health, but Aerodactyl will outspeed it, goes for Bite and crits. I get a crit and a Paralysis. And now unless it goes for Hyper Beam, it goes for Agility. Agility! All right, guys. We have made it to the champion. I actually like our chances here. Doduo. It took to level 72. But I think we have just beaten Red and Blue way quicker than any other flying Pokemon has. Let's see if that's the case. So Pidgeot, how much do we level up? 5609. That's not great, actually. We go for Body Slam. It charges up, and Body Slam knocks it out. Alakazam, Body Slam knocks it out. No, we don't level up, and that means we can't badge boost against Rhydon. And there's a Leer that could help us. And all right, took 4 hits, 1 Leer. We're still at full health. And now against Arcanine, I'm going to try to badge boost. I think it's what I got to do. So Agility, Roar, Agility, Roar, Agility, Roar, and now crit one-shot, and then Drill Peck. We got this. We got this. It has Blizzard, but we got this as long as it doesn't freeze or crit. That was the only way we could lose that battle. That was it. And surely we won't have a giant montage of the various reasons why getting back to the champion was next to impossible, right? I'm not going to do the yakety sax thing, but we should talk a little bit about how bad Lorelei is and how hard it is to get by her. It's like a 1 in 4 chance, and let me show you what I'm actually trying to do here. So, against Dugong, we either want a Paralysis, a crit, or Dugong use a potion. If that doesn't happen, we pretty much lose unless we get crazy luck versus Cloyster, which is what happened here. But in this battle, we get damaged too much, and so we're unable to knock out the Lapras, even though, also because of Growls, we actually get the Paralysis, but we can't knock it out, which is a problem. So what I'm actually trying to get, which happens in the very next battle, is this. If we go for Body Slam at our current level, Dugong is knocked under 20%, and Lorelei has a 50-50 chance to use a Super Potion. If she does, we don't take any damage, and then no matter what Cloyster does, we're fine as long as we don't get an attack drop. Now, I hadn't yet figured out the Slowbro strategy. Actually, this might be where I do figure out the Slowbro strategy. And I actually have one slight change I make, but it turns out, in this case it never goes for Growl, that if I use 3 Amnesias and 3 Agilities, that is enough badge boosts just to one-shot Lapras. Fun fact, I think 5 actually ended up being enough, but I didn't know that at the time better safe than sorry. Unfortunately for me, that's not the only random outcome I need to hope for. There is one more. And oh boy, did it not ever happen. So this is Lance. He's got a Gyarados. It can go for Hyper Beam or Hydro Pump. As long as it doesn't crit, we're fine. But of course, it crits, but it's not going to just do that again, right? Wrong! You're very wrong! You're the wrongest wrong who ever wrongly wronged wrong! You know what? To quote the great Dr. Cox, wrong. You're wrong. But yeah, that is this run in a nutshell. I'm telling you guys, everything that could go wrong did end up going wrong. And if you don't believe me, well, this is Battle 3 versus Lance. I mean, clearly this one's going to go fine. I hope Sean is keeping track of losses. By the way, this is other Sean. I have two Seans who edit. This is Shaoin versus Scene. I'm pronouncing both their names badly so you understand they're spelled differently. Anyway, this time I don't get crit, right? So, like, everything is great. Now, what I try to do is outspeed the Aerodactyl. Of course, I get hit by Hyper Beam. I mean, there's still a chance. Actually, this one just wasn't that much bad luck. It just doesn't work. Anyway, losing to Lorelie over and over again is really fun. And you know what's the most fun? When the strategy actually works properly. I use the Amnesia so I can tank a Blizzard, and look, I can, but I get frozen. That's literally the first time I had enough HP to tank a Blizzard, and I got frozen. It's 10%. But surely that's the last time this is going to happen. And some of you might be saying, Jaros, your editor is showing the wrong footage. This is a Bruno battle. How could you possibly get frozen in a Bruno battle? You know how. You know how. You knew this was going to happen. You knew it. You knew it. I knew it. Everyone knew it. I hate this. Anyway, in the next battle, I don't use Mimic, which takes longer, but is safer. And it makes me angry. This also marked the first time, I believe, I beat Lorelie in back-to-back attempts, which is pretty cool. And so we've made it back to Lance. And things actually go kind of well this time. We get Leer. Very good. That's not a damaging move. And it's a badge boost. So what I decided to do to be a little bit of a sneaky sneak is to mimic Hydro Pump for Aerodactyl, and it goes for Leer again. And so I go for Body Slam and knock it out. I'm at level 72, so that badge boost doesn't actually work. I'm not going to outspeed Aerodactyl, but I do one-shot both Dragonair. And you know what? Let me go for Agility here. It hits me with Hyper Beam, but now I can go for a second Agility. I'm definitely outspeeding the Aerodactyl, and as long as this hits... Okay, I mean, this could work. I go Body Slam. Oh no! It's so close, but we get the Hyper Potion second try. Agility is fine because it's paralyzed, and we have 2 Agility. And we made it back to the champion. Alright, I mean, listen. Last time we only lost because of some incredibly ridiculously bad luck. Surely this time everything is going to be fine. I mean, what could go wrong, right? Nothing. Great. So we're gonna go for Body Slam, Sky Attack, Body Slam, perfect. Body Slam, one shot, perfect. Now we go Body Slam, Leer, Body Slam, Tail Whip, that's not good. Body Slam, Horn Drill, Body Slam, Horn Drill. Okay, so we're -2 in defense. So I'm gonna go Agility and Ember, okay. Gonna go Body Slam, we knock it out, and then Executor. Let me maybe badge boost here, Barrage. No. Okay, 3. I'm gonna go Body Slam, try to paralyze it. Maybe I need Hypnosis, actually. Okay. This one was kind of my fault, but I realized there was no way I could actually beat Blastoise. I didn't have enough damage to one-shot it, and I wasn't gonna tank a Blizzard, so I didn't play that perfectly, but here's the thing. Remember, it was 5609 to level up. So what I need to do is head back into... Well, I can actually go anywhere. Probably best actually to fly and battle these trainers south of Fuchsia. The goal is not to level up. I think we're at a good level, but to manipulate my badge boosts, which just boost all my stats a little bit, I'm going to make sure that I actually level up after Alakazam or Pidgeot, doesn't matter. So long as I can use Agility versus Rhydon, I actually think will be really good. So a little bit of a time loss, but I think it guarantees a victory. The only thing that could happen is it could mess up my Lorelee strat because we do use Badge Boost to knock out Lapras. So it took 3 attempts to get one where I actually get past Dugong and Cloyster. This one, we don't actually get the luck versus the Dugong. You've been seeing a lot of Cloyster luck, but I'm telling you, 90% of them, it was Dugong. We get the full paralysis on Cloyster. So the strat is to go for Body Slam, try to paralyze Slowbro. Growl is bad. That's what we don't want. So Agility, we get hit with Growl. Okay, that means we have to adjust our strat. 1 Growl actually works, 2 we have to reset. Paralyzed, Agility, Amnesia is fine. Now I'm going to Mimic Agility. Remember, I will get, this is an extra badge boost, so it's good on the defense, but bad on the offense because of the Growl. We do knock out Slowbro and Jinx, and so I have 5 badge boosts, -1 because of Growl. That means I won't one-shot Lapras, but I will tank the Blizzard, and that's how I have to adjust. So that's 7 badge boosts, because the Growl actually counts as a badge boost, even though it's negative. And yeah, that's kind of the calculus I have to do. But more importantly, remember, I don't want to level up. And I actually make a mistake for Bruno. Funny enough, I forgot to use the elixir. So now I have to mimic Ice Punch. And wouldn't you know, I get paralyzed. So now Hitmonchan outspeeds and hits with Mega Punch. And Hitmonlee goes for next defend, but I still one-shot it. And Onix goes for Rage, but if it goes for submission, we could lose. X defend, that's a clutch crit. That was bad. Thankfully, Agatha is actually really easy. The only thing that can go wrong is actually the final Gengar is a range, but those stats on the side do not lie. I have lost to every single Elite Four member but Agatha. How often can I say that? Almost never. Usually, if I'm going to lose to anyone, it's going to be Agatha somewhere down the line, but not today. She was the only one I didn't lose to. Anyway, now I get pretty good luck versus Lance. We get a clutch critical hit, and I may level up at a different time now, so I'm going to just use 1 agility versus Dragonair, so I outspeed Aerodactyl, and if Dragonite uses an agility, I still outspeed it. Aerodactyl goes for takedown, which was really useful, because the recoil damage from its own takedown allowed it to be a 2-shot, and then Dragonite, thank goodness, went for agility. Had it gone for Slam or Hyper Beam, I'd have lost, but I make it back to the champion. This is the 3rd time I've made it here, and the first 2 times have been very disappointing for very different reasons. I have used the elixir, I've used the potion, I have the moves I want, I have the XP I want. Can I just win? Let's see. So, we've been lucky with Pidgeot so far. This time it goes Wing Attack. Not a big deal. I Drill Peck and knock it out, and I level up here. Perfect. We beat Alakazam in 1 hit, and now we boost. Agility, +1. Tail Whip, +2. Agility, +3. But Fury Attack does 4 times, 5 times. I'm at half HP. Now the only way I'm going to win is if I one-shot Blastoise. So now we're +3. Now we're +4. Now we're oh, wait. I think I messed up. Never mind. We're +5. Oh no, not more Fury Attack. Ooh, 18. We're 1 hit away. And now we just need some luck. We one-shot Arcanine. That's not a problem. We one-shot Executor. Now we either need a crit, this to one-shot, or a miss. What do we get? We get our own crits. You know what? That's crit for crats. That's not the actual expression. It's tit for tat. But you knew what I meant. Oh, goodness. That really makes up for that really awful first battle. And in the end, Doduo was quite good. Unfortunately, Lorelee stopped it from being outstanding. But level 73, 550, remember, in the context of first form Pokemon, that's way better than you think. So right now, we have done 50 of the first forms. This is originally what I was going to do. We only have 4 first forms left. Doduo right now ranks 14th. Even if all the remaining 4 are really good, the lowest Doduo can finish is still well inside the top 20. And it is kind of crazy looking at this list. I mean, it's so close to done. And the tiers in this list especially look really... You can kind of really see the divides between them all. I'm going to be honest. I'm both excited, a little terrified, and honestly, and I'm sorry, I don't want to toot my own horn, I'm a little kind of proud of myself. I actually am going to see this through. I figured I would quit YouTube. I mean, remember how many times in the old days, the ye old ancient Jaros days, I would just take like a year off? It's kind of nuts that, well, thanks to you guys and your support, I've done this full time, and I'm probably actually going to finish this. And then what do I do? Well, that's a problem for future Jaros, who you will see in the next video. Thank you guys so much. Take care.